Friends, hope you all are fine and safe. We are discussing about chapter number 9, the birds around us, and in our last class we have discussed that the birds, they have a pair of wings that help them to fly, and they have very special body part called beak. They do not have teeth, they have beak, and that helps the bird to eat their food. Now different birds have different types of beaks, and it depends on what type of food they are eating. So according to that food, their beaks are structured, right? And they use their beaks to eat their food, to build their nest, and even to that is called cleaning and smoothing their feathers, right? So that is called preening. That means when they clean their feathers and when they smooth down their feathers with the help of their beak, so that activity is called preening. So they use their beaks in different ways, and these birds, they have different beaks. Now we will see what are the different beaks the different birds have. So we have this strong, short and hard beaks. So the birds like sparrows and pigeons, what they eat generally? Generally they eat the hard nuts and all, and the seeds of the different fruits, right? For that they have to break the seed, they have to eat the nuts, they have to break the nuts. So they have these strong beaks so that they can easily break the nuts. So they have this short, strong and hard beaks. Then we have strong, sharp and hooked beaks, right? So generally the flesh eating animals, the flesh eating birds like eagles, vultures and all, they have this type of strong, sharp and hooked. You know what is hooked? That is something like this. So this shape is called hooked, okay, like this. So this shape helps the bird to tear the flesh, because these birds, they eat the flesh of other animals. So this type of beaks helps the bird to tear the flesh and eat their food. So these birds are also called birds of prey. Now birds of prey means flesh eating birds, right? So the birds like eagle, vulture, they are also called birds of prey, because they eat the flesh of other animals with the help of their beaks, their strong, sharp and hooked beaks, right? Then they have strong chisel shaped beaks. Some birds, they have strong and chisel shaped beaks. Now if you see the birds like woodpeckers and hoopoes, what they have to do, how they make their nest? They make hole in the trunk of the tree, okay. So that is the called name, that woodpecker, that means pecking the wood, that means making a hole in the wood. So the woodpeckers and hoopoes, they make their nest, and even they eat the food that is very near to their nest, that means the small insects that are near to their nest, they pick up these insects and eat them. So for that they have chisel shaped beaks. So we know chisel means one tool, it's actually one tool that is very sharp and used to give a shape. So same way, they, with the help of their chisel shaped beak, they make holes in the trunk of the tree and they live there. Okay, then we have broad and flat beaks. So specially the water birds like ducks, and we have ducks and geese, okay, they have this type of beaks. They have this type of flat and broad beaks. Now what happens is, we know mostly they live in water, they swim in water, and they, whenever there is some food, or what they do is they dig their beak into the muddy water, and what happens, in their beak they have small holes both the sides, right? Now when they take the dirty water, muddy water, all the mud and water, everything gets slide down with the help of those holes that are present in their beaks, and the small insects get stuck in the holes, and that is the food for these water birds. So the birds like ducks and geese, they have these type of flat and broad beaks, right? So they dig their beak in the water, they have two holes in their beaks. Through these holes all the water and the mud passes away, and only the small insects, they get stuck there and they eat them. So that is the food for these water birds, right? Then long and pointed beaks. So the wading birds, the birds like the birds like hummingbirds and sunbird. So what they do, they suck the nectar from the flowers. So because of that, they have the long and pointed beaks. So these sunbirds, hummingbird, it is the smallest bird in the world. It is believed that hummingbird is the smallest bird, and these birds, they easily suck the nectar, that is the sweet juice from the flowers. So with the help of their long and pointed beak, that time their beak, it acts like the straw, right? And with the help of their beak, they can easily suck the nectar from the flowers, right beta? So that is what about the different birds. And some water birds even like herons, cranes and egrets, they have this long, broad and pointed beak. Yes, because they generally feed on the small animals that are present in the water, right? So the animals, the birds like crane and we have this, what is that bird? Herons and egrets. They have long, sharp, pointed beaks so that they can easily catch the fish that is present in the water, right? So we have seen how different birds have different types of beaks, and it is mainly depending on the food they are eating. That means whatever they are eating, based on that, like sparrows and pigeons, they eat nuts and seeds, so they have short, very strong and sharp, hard beaks. Same way the birds of prey, that means flesh eating birds, they have strong, pointed and hooked beaks, right? Same way the woodpeckers, they have chisel shaped beaks. And then we have the birds that swim in water like ducks, they have broad and flat beaks. Then the sunbird and hummingbirds, they have strong, sharp, pointed beaks so that they suck the nectar from the flower. And the birds like crane and heron, they have the long, sharp, pointed beaks to catch the fish. So according to the food what they eat, different birds have different types of beaks, right? Same way the birds have different type of feet also, that we will discuss in our next class. Till then, read the chapter properly. Bye. Have a nice day.